sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil18er, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi CABLE. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So as all of you can see here, we do of course get the basic style box when it comes to Revoltech's Amazing Yamaguchi line. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the left side says Figure Complex Amazing Yamaguchi powered by Revoltech. Then we do get a cool image of the CABLE figure, so series number 20 CABLE, and then on the bottom right says X-Men and Marvel. And then the bottom of the box here, we do have the barcode, blah blah blah, so what nobody cares about. Then we do get a cool image, like a comic booky type image of CABLE. There is the top of the box looking pretty dope. Here is the one side, also looking pretty nice. The other side of the box also looks really nice, and then the back has a bunch of incredibly awesome promo images of the figure along with all of the accessories he is included with. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure able to take a closer look at this really awesome looking CABLE figure who has some incredibly awesome looking guns as well. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Revoltech just really great job on this CABLE, man. I think this is my favorite CABLE figure I've ever owned. The head sculpt, nice job with it. That does have a very CABLE look to me. I love the scarring around the eyes, and we do have articulated eyes. I like to white it all out and give it that cool comic book type look. The left eye, we do get the glowing eye there. I do wish this was a translucent plastic. The other head sculpt, that one is, but for some reason they didn't make this one translucent. But I just love the gritty look to his face, you know what I mean? They added a wash in there as well, which looks really nice. The sculpt of the hair turned out fantastic. Really nice job with that. There's only that grayish paint through it. I don't think there's a subtle wash or shading in it. I can't really tell, but the sculpt of it looks fantastic. It is in two parts, which we're used to seeing, the lower and upper part there. The neck has some great sculpt and paint detail to it. The blue for his suit, love the sculpted texture to it. It looks really nice, and the red line turned out really good too. Very clean paint on that. The yellow's pretty clean also. Not perfect like up here, but pretty good for the most part. One issue, which I did have an issue with my last Revoltech figure like this, these side torso joints, the right one works on me, but the left one is stuck. I forgot which other figure I had that issue with. It was my last Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi. I think it was All Might, actually. He had that same issue. So, these joints, I don't really care for them too much. I don't really think they need to use them, so, but I keep getting stuck ones, man, so not too happy about that. But the harness here looks pretty dope. We do get the X symbols, and this one's a bit loose on me, this side torso joint. The X symbols look great. We have, like, grenades or something like that on the harness there. I like the way the buckles look as well. We have some different smoke bombs or something on that side. Then we do have the back with the harness, and I like the sculpt detail to it. We do have a peg hole here, and here. As you can see, I have a joint already in there, so you could holster his guns there. Sculpted texture, once again, looks great on the suit. Same with the muscle definition. Nice sculpt work on that as well. We get a few sculpted wrinkles. Also, the shoulder armor looks pretty badass. The arm here, we get some sculpted veins. Very nice shading all throughout it. One thing I don't like, when you bend the elbow, you have that weird piece sticking out there, and something fell off. I think it was, yep, it was one of his pockets on the other side. Let me get it real quickly. And then one of the coolest parts, well, to me, about the figure is his metal arm. Really love the way that turned out. Did they add a wash in it? I don't think they did. But I love the silver that they chose for the metal arm, and the sculpt of it just looks pretty dope, man. And then the crotch piece is a separate piece here. Then we do get a bunch of pouches all over the belt, an X symbol once again, and these are articulated. Really happy they did that. More pouches on the back with a peg hole as well. And then we do get the sculpted texture once again. It's throughout the entire blue on his suit there. Then we do get some straps with buckles here that have a pouch on each side, which you can remove, and I'll show you that later when we get to the accessories there. And then we do get some knee armor, which looks pretty cool. Dig the way that looks. And the boots look great, man. Really dig the way the boots look. Very cool looking boots there. Then the feet turned out pretty cool too. And then on the bottom we do get some sculpted lines. So overall, I think Revoltech did an outstanding job with the detail, and usually they do a pretty kick-ass job when it comes to the paint and the sculpt. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, Cable is included with a ton of awesome stuff. So first and foremost here, we do get the Revoltech stand. So we do have the base here with all the peg holes in it, so you could put the arm in whichever hole you'd like, and then we do have the clamp as well, and it does have the basic stand articulation, so we do get that. And then we do get 2 interchangeable head sculpts, and they do have articulated eyes, so they include the articulating eye tool as well, and I'll show you how to work that in a little bit. And starting on the left there, we do get the basic stern face, which is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging that we already did take a look at, and they did a great job with that face sculpt. And then on the right, we do get my favorite out of the 2, which is the angry teeth gridded face, and then his left eye, where the energy is coming out of, it's expanded a lot more, and that effect is a translucent plastic, which is also painted really nice. Like I said before, I don't know why they didn't make this one translucent, but I do like that they did make that one translucent, and they did a great job with the angry teeth gritted face as well. And the head sculpts, the right eyes are articulated, which I will show you how to do that shortly, and I will show you how to swap the heads right now quickly. Alrighty, so the way you swap the head sculpts and articulate the eyes is very simple. So swapping the head sculpts here, the lower portion of the hair stays around the neck joint, so just pull up whoops, to pop the head off there. Make sure the hair, like I said, stays on there. Take the other head sculpt, push down on the joint, and once you hear the pop, then you know it is securely popped on the joint there. And then there you go, as simple as that. Now for articulating the eyes, as you can see inside the head sculpt, you do see that little hole on the eye, so you just stick that tool in there and you move it around. So you put the eye wherever you want. So say you want them looking towards the left, there you go. If you want them looking towards the right and up, or looking straight ahead, there you go. You just got to move it around and get it whichever way you like. Sometimes the peg hole does get in the way of the tool, so I'd recommend the angled side of the tool. This one's more just straight. This one's a little bit easier to get in there and move the eye around. I like the all white out look because that's more comic booky to me. So we do get the interchangeable head sculpts and the tool to articulate the eyes, and then we also get 3 silver ball hinge joints right here. We do get 2 small hand blasters, and then we do have the holsters that you can swap out with the pockets that are on his upper thighs. And then we do get his 2 incredibly large guns, which you could change them around and turn them into one awesome type of gun, which I will show you shortly. So we do get the 2 guns here with the holsters, and these guns look great. They're painted in a nice shiny silver, and I like the sculpt of them. They do have a very futuristic type look, which is pretty cool, and I like how the chamber is painted, or probably is painted black there. But really cool weapons here. Then we do have the holsters, which you peg onto his upper thighs. You can swap it out with those pockets that he has on there, and I'll show you how to do that shortly. And then we do get 3 of these ball hinge joints, which you peg into his back so you could holster his guns there. Whoops, and that fell. And then we do get his 2 large guns here. Now we do have this one here, which kind of looks like a grenade launcher, as you can see there. And the handle is supposed to go right here, but mine doesn't stay in there, as you can see right there. So I really can't get him to grip onto this by himself. But this gun here, well, looks pretty dope. Not my favorite out of the 2, but the sculpt of it looks great. I do like how like those silver screws are painted silver, and then this is painted gold there. So pretty cool looking gun there. Just that one issue where the handle doesn't stay pegged in there. That is pretty annoying. And then we do get my favorite gun out of the 2 here. And this thing looks dope, man. And thank God this handle doesn't unpeg and peg back in, because it would probably have the same issue there. But definitely dig the sculpt detail of this one a lot more than the other one. The silver is painted nice and clean for the bolts or screws there. And there's the other side, pretty much same thing. And you could slide these or swivel them forward and back, so you could either have the gun look like that or look like that. I prefer it that way. I think that looks a bit more cool. And then if you want, you could pretty much transform these guns here, and you can make it into one big gun, or you could do a couple different options with this, and that is something I really do like very much with his guns here, and I'll show you how to put it together into the one big gun right now, along with how to swap the gun holsters on his thighs. Alright, so the way you swap these out for the gun holsters, you just unpeg them. They come right off. Take the gun holsters here. I believe this is the proper way to put it on. Like this, just peg these in, and these peg in much more securely, unlike the pockets there. And then you could have them holster these guns. As you can see, there's a hole that goes through the gun right there. There's the peg right on the center. Just peg that one in like so, and do the same thing on the other side, and then there you go. That looks much better compared to the pockets, and you can make it where one side is the pocket and one side is the guns and the holster. So that's how you do that. Now, to turn these two large guns into one extremely large gun is pretty simple to do. As you can see, it shows you how to do it. So this is the first part you have to do, which is this gun here. And then you start removing or taking apart this gun here and start connecting it to this gun. And then down here is where you connect everything, and then you can make this gun right here, which looks dope once you do it. So let's do it here. I'm either going to cut and edit stuff, or maybe I'll just speed up the process here. So the gun, I believe, comes like this out of the packaging. So it's telling you to swivel these forward and to take this top piece off and flip it upside down and then put it here. So we're going to do this and then that and that. Now you can just make this gun here like this, and you're supposed to do that as well. So you could just make this gun here, which kind of looks like a sniper rifle, so that's pretty cool. Now with this one, we got to take everything apart here. So take this piece out. You got to take, oops, these parts off as well. Well, I think you leave one of these connected, so I'm just going to leave that on there. And we also have this piece here. Now, up here is to make this gun. Now to make the large one, it's the bottom two, actually. Sorry about that. That's my mistake. Let's see if cable will hold that. Now for this, we take this off. These, they stay forward, okay? I believe you take this piece, you peg that into the scope there. Then we take this piece, put that down there. You take this, put this back up here. Alright, so we did all that. And then this is another gun you could use. Just leave it like that. That looks pretty cool. Or do that. You can do it however you want. So I really like the options here. So that could be another gun. Now if you want to continue making the large gun here, you take the handle and trigger from the grenade launcher, and you're supposed to peg it in here like so. You could either do it this way or that way. Then you take, whoops, this piece here, okay? Let's see, yep, peg that in there like that, and then just peg this on like so. And then there we go. We have the extremely large badass gun here, and this thing looks freaking awesome, man. Look how dope that looks. I just love how the gun is like a transformer, and there's more than one option with the two different guns. You could turn it into one gigantic gun, you could turn it into a couple different types of guns, and you could do whatever you want, whatever you like the most. So definitely a really cool accessory to include with Cable. Now if you want to just have him holster it too, you put one of those ball joints on his back there, and then just peg it right in, and then there you go. You could have him holster his badass gun, which is probably how I'm going to have him displayed and have him holding these guns here. So we do get all that awesome stuff, and then we finally get 6 alternate hands. And starting on the tippy top here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get a pair of trigger finger hands, and then we do get a pair of open hands, which are molded or sculpted differently. The left middle hand is more of an open splayed out hand. The right hand is still open, but the fingers are clenched a little bit, so it can be like a semi gripping hand as well. And we do get some great sculpt detail throughout all 6 hands, and I believe they are both painted silver and black as well. And the hands are pretty simple to swap out. The trigger finger hands, the peg hole is on an angle, it goes inward towards the thumb, so just keep that in mind. But like I said, the hands are pretty simple to swap out, and like what Daredevil 19 always says, that is definitely a good thing, because you don't want to risk breaking a wrist joint on your new Amazing Yamaguchi CABLE figure. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with CABLE. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Nathan Summers to the very top of his head. It looks like he's a little bit over 6 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall, and just shy of 7 inches tall to the top of his hair. And then here he is compared to the Mezco 112 Magneto and the 112 Gambit and the Mafex comic version Wolverine and Cyclops. And I think this CABLE scales really well with both the Mafex and Mezco X-Men figures. And then here he is compared to the Hasbro Marvel Legends Deadpool 2 movie Deadpool and CABLE, the Marvel Legends Bearded Colossus and the Mafex comic version Deadpool. And once again, I think CABLE does scale really well with the Mafex line, and I think he scales decently with Marvel Legends also. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectibles Sector, the Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for CABLE's articulation, and this is definitely one of the high points to the figure here. So we do have 2 joints at the neck there. With both joints, you can get CABLE to look up about that much. This collar piece does restrict it to go up any further, but he does look up good enough to me. Both joints can look directly down. That is awesome. You do get fantastic pivot at the upper neck, a little bit of pivot at the lower neck as well. So combining both the joints with the pivot, great movement there, swivel at the upper and lower neck. Also, and my neighbor downstairs turned her fan on in her bathroom, so if you hear a sound, that is what it is. The pouches here are on barbell type joints, so you can move them all around. Like I said before, I like that they made that articulated. We do get a torso and a waist joint. My waist joint does pop off on me sometimes, same with the right leg joint. You just gotta pop it back in, so don't force it too much. Now with both the joints there, CABLE crunches forward really well. Both joints going back, whoops, see what I mean? Don't force it too much or it's going to pop off. Goes back pretty good also. You do get a little bit of pivot at the waist, and then it does slightly swivel. The torso, a little bit of pivot, and then slight swivel as well. Now for the arms here, the shoulder pad piece is on a joint, so you can move it a little bit so you could hide their ugly shoulder joints. And the arms here, or before the arms, as I mentioned, we do have that side torso joint, which is just a ball peg, and this one has popped off on me plenty of times, so just be cautious of that. But the arms do go out to the sides a lot more than 90 degrees. They do go up and down, and then where the joint connects into the arm, it's a ball peg, so you can move that joint around a little bit, so you do get pretty good movement at the shoulder there. We do not have true bicep swivel, so you will either have to use it at the shoulder or you could use it at this double jointed elbow, and the elbow joints do bend in almost all the way, and I love how they do their elbow joints. We do have a ball hinge, and then we do have a ball peg that connects into the forearm, so you can move that joint around a bit, and it does swivel there. Also, then the wrists do have a ball hinge, so that does swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, we do have ball pegs that connect into the thigh or upper legs right there. So with that joint, CABLE can kick forward, I'd say about 90 degrees. Whoops, see, the joint pops off if you force it too much. Goes to the back a tiny bit. Let's see if he can. Damn it! Damn pouch popped off again on me. Let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it, and he definitely can, and the joint popped off again. So very nice leg movement with CABLE. Then we do have that, damn it, damn you, right leg. Then we do have that upper thigh swivel there that is angled, as you could see. These pouches, you can swivel them because they're just pegged in, but they don't peg in that securely So be cautious of that. And then the knees here are single jointed knees, but they do bend back all the way. The pouch came off again. And then we do have lower leg joints here, and they are ball pegs, so you can move them around a little bit and swivel. They could pivot, move up and down a bit, and swivel. So I do like those joints as well. Then the ankles here, love what they do with them. We do have a ball hinge and then a peg that connects into the foot. But Cable, his foot really can't go forward too much because it gets restricted by this piece bumping into this piece here. It does move down pretty good. You also do get swivel at the joint there, and then you get a beautiful 90-degree bend ankle pivot. I love the ankle joints on these figures. And then you do have a pretty good toe hinge. So overall, the articulation, like usual when it comes to this Amazing Yamaguchi line, some of the best articulation you are going to find on action figures. That is where Revoltech's Amazing Yamaguchi line really shines, as the articulation, and you're going to be able to get this Cable into any pose you want to get him into, and I'm about to show you some of those badass poses right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Cable. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure with detail, I'd give it an 8.5. Articulation, I'd definitely have to give it a perfect 10. Accessories, I'd give it an even 9. And then the overall quality, I'd have to give it a 7.5. If you would like to know the price more to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan from Ami, but Agelessgeeks, I believe, did just get this in stock, or he will have it in any day, so you can check at Agelessgeeks.com, and when you check out, use code name Daredevil, and you will get yourself a bit of a discount if you can't find something on their website. I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. We'll put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. We do have the basic style box when it comes to Amazing Yamaguchi, so we do have the window right there in the front of the box. On the so we do get the window right there in the front of the box. It says figure compacts. Damn it! And I think this Cable scales pretty well with both Mez Coca-Cola. The one side there looking pretty cool. Same thing on the other side. Well, meaning looking pretty cool, not the same thing. Damn it! I messed that up. You bastard.